Have you ever wanted to save but didn't know where to save it, or wanted to invest but didn't know just where even to start? Well, here are 5 things I genuinely wish I knew sooner. So let's start with the UAE stock market. And I know it can get quite confusing pretty quickly. Do you even invest here? And if you do, how do you go about doing it? There's the DFM app, the ADX app, the iVestor app, the Wealth tab on your banking app, and then there are separate platforms like Emirates NBD Securities. It's a lot. So let me break it down simply. DFM and ADX are the actual stock exchanges where the shares live and trade. Think of them like BSE and NSE back home, or Nasdaq and New York Stock Exchange if you want the US comparison. Now, Emirates NBD Securities and platforms like that, those are your brokers. That's where you actually go to buy and sell. Think Zerodha, think interactive brokers. You need the brokers to do anything. The wealth tabs on banking apps, by the way, in my personal experience, they are very limited. They mostly just redirect you to the broker's platform anyway, so just go straight to the broker and save yourself the detour. They'll set up your investor ID with ADX and DFM automatically, or you can link your existing one if you already have it. So should you actually invest here? If you're already doing the basics, S&P 500, Indian mutual funds, then yes, putting a portion into UAE makes sense. It's a growing market. You get in early, and on top of any growth, you also get to collect tax-free dividend income. And then there is iVestor. This is where your dividends actually land. They give you a card that works just like a debit card, or you can link it so your dividends go straight to your bank account. I used to have the card, but I switched to direct bank credit now. Either works, totally up to you. Done. Happy investing. Hello, fellow Arbab. It's time to boss your money. By the way, I'm Kenneth and I've been working in finance and auditing for almost 2 decades now. And a lot of the things I just told you were not clear to me for such a long time. And it was not for a lack of trying. Google. I'd get an answer. But then when I go to invest, I'd hit a new wall. Let's not even get into how much time I've spent trying to find the buy shares button on the DFM app. Anyway, here are 4 more things plus a little bonus thing that you may want to know. Okay, so how did most of us arrive in the UAE? Through an airport, right? So I definitely don't need to explain big ticket or Millennium Millionaire to you. They are pretty much a part of the arrival process. But here's the thing. All of those cost you money for just a chance at winning. You have to buy the tickets. Now, what if I told you there are savings accounts that enter you into similar lottery draws for absolutely free, just for saving your own money that you are going to save anyway. And some of them even pay you. So for salary accounts, there's the Adib Gina salary account. All you do is transfer salary into it. It works completely like a normal bank account. You spend from it, you save from it, do everything you normally would do. You just also happen to get lottery entries every month. And one day you might wake up significantly richer for doing absolutely nothing extra. For short-term savings, there is ADCB MDSA and Emirates Islamic Kunuz. Both of these give you lottery entries on top of a teeny tiny bit of profit sharing return. They are great for your emergency fund or setting aside some money monthly for quarterly rent checks or annual insurance renewal. Money you're already putting aside, just now it's also working for you on the side. And then for short to medium term savings, there is National Bonds My Plan. That's a great option if you're saving for a home down payment, splitting your emergency funds between MDSA and national bonds, or if you're like me, saving for that sweet manual 5-liter V8 Mustang. If you're planning to do some of these things, then my plan is worth a serious look. It works similar to MDSA and Kunuz with the lottery entries and profit sharings, but the returns here are better, close to 4% per annum. There are no withdrawal charges after 12 months, but there is a nominal fee if you need it before 12 months. And you can access your money within a few days. We'll get into the bonus point right after we talk about sending money to India. Every month, most of us are sending money back home. And most of us are quietly losing a chunk of it without even realizing it. So basically, you have 3 options. Your bank, a physical exchange house, or an app. Your bank is the easiest option, but almost never the best rate. And here's the sneaky part. They don't always show you a fee. They just give you a slightly worse exchange rate and pocket the difference quietly. Full disclosure, I'm guilty of favoring convenience over rates. I transfer money monthly through my Emirates NBD bank account, but it may not be the best option for maximum efficiency. Then there are physical exchange houses like Al Ansari. They give you competitive rates, loads of branches, and a good option if you'd rather walk in and sort it out in person. That's what I used to do for many years before I got lazy. Here's a pro tip. You can negotiate for better rates at the counter. Just ask. And then there are the apps. I've heard of apps like Wise and Aspora, and I've heard that they give you mid-market rates. Literally the same number you see when you go to Google and type in AED to INR. And the fees range from small to no fee at all. Now, I've not personally used any of these, so I'm not recommending any specific one. But if you have had any experience with any of them, let me know which ones are good and more importantly, which ones to avoid. I'd love to try them out for myself. Now, the golden rule with all of this, don't just look at the fee. Look at how many rupees your family actually receives on the other end for the same AED amount. A zero fee transfer with a bad exchange rate can actually cost you more than a small transfer fee with a great rate. Always do the full math. Now, before we continue with the other serious points, let's take a little break and talk about the bonus point, shopping. We've all seen the Instagrams and the TikToks. Shopping in Dubai Mall can be expensive. Dubai is expensive. Or is it? There are a wealth of ways you can save a pretty penny while shopping here. If you're looking for a bunch of specific brand new things and a mall shopping experience, check out Outlet Mall or Outlet Village. You can get anything from consumer brands like Life Pharmacy and Lulu Hypermarket to premium brands like Ralph Lauren and Sakur. Kids play area, check. Food court, check. Then there's the ever popular Dubizzle and Facebook Marketplace. It's a bit of a hassle and you have to be careful of scammers. But if you need one or two items and you have time to check, inspect, negotiate and buy, you can get some pretty unbelievable deals on these platforms. Oh, and did I mention there are a lot of items listed for free? You can literally just go and pick them up. Last but not least, the Dubai flea market. It's not year round and I personally haven't been yet, but I want to go when it's open next. Just for the experience, if not to actually shop. Think US flea markets from the movies, now in Dubai. Is it all like clothes or can you actually get some fun gadgets and model cars and stuff? To be honest, I might be a little less interested if all they have is clothes. Now, before we get to the final point, did you know you can legally take a part-time job in the UAE? So here's how it works. First, you need to already be employed here with a valid work permit. So if you are on a tourist or visit visa, this one isn't for you. Second, your second employer needs to apply for a part-time work permit through More. It's the same kind of process as how your current employer got you a labor card. Just this time, it's the new employer and it's a part-time work permit. And third, depending on your situation, your current employer might still need to give you a NOC. I haven't personally done this. My second job is this channel you're watching right now, which reminds me, please like the video and subscribe. We are so close to 10K subs. You have no idea how much your support means to me. But to finish my earlier point, Boss Your Money needed a trade license, not a part-time work permit. So please verify all of this with your HR, a PRO, or directly with More before you do anything. But seriously, evenings, weekends, extra income, completely legal and above board. That's money a lot of people don't even know was available to them. Now let's talk investing in the global stock market. I've spent years researching and investing with different platforms and different asset classes. The goal was simple: how to invest in a diversified portfolio while sitting in Dubai on my sofa with a packet of chips and a hot cup of coffee. What I landed on were two platforms and a crazy portfolio build. Click here for more on Sarva and Interactive Brokers, or here for my portfolio build. Because if I start talking about all that now, this video will genuinely be 16 hours long. Yalla Arbab, go boss your money and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.